So can you tell me that do you have previously viewed the BC Business Center or
Yes,
any features?
yeah, I have a little bit, not a whole lot, but yes, I have some. I have some knowledge of it.
So I will start from the basic, very basic, and then we will go to the extent that what are the features available in the Business Center. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. But I wanted to see at some point probably like a order to cash cycle, and then a purchase to
Mm-hmm.
pay cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And then any kind of maintenance, that kind of thing set up, etc.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm sure if you just show me, I mean, I'll spark some questions for you.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Sure.
Uh, okay, I'm sharing my screen.
Okay.
So this is the business center, and let me connect to the uh, demo environment. But okay, we can continue with this company.
Okay.
This is mm, okay. So Tadabai, you want
Yes. Yes.
access? Yes, I have followed. Okay, so now you can use.
So this is the main dashboard of the Business Central. Okay. You can see here the name of the company. This is I hope this is not the live company, right, Waqar?
Yeah, yeah. Basically, I have restored customer company to my Invincible Business Central for
Okay.
migration purpose. You can use
Okay.
it as a test company.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine. Okay, so Chris, you can see here the which is the company you are logging in. There can be multiple companies in the same environment. Like you can have three companies, or you can have two companies, or you can have one live company, and you can make a replica of it like a test company, and you can use it for testing purpose as well.
Right.
Okay,
How
so
would I
here,
how would I toggle that right now?
sorry,
How would I be able to switch between right now? Say if
yeah,
I'm.
yeah,
Mhm.
and coming to that.
Okay, I'll wait.
Okay,
Go ahead.
okay. Then here you can see the who is the guy who is the guy that log into the business center. Okay, so here you can see the ID that Waqar is login with his ID. Okay, so this is the ID information. Then you are asking me that how you can switch the company.
Yep.
So there is the settings, and you go to the settings, navigate through the setting, and here you can find the multiple companies which are available to you.
Okay.
So you can access that if your user profile give you the access of multiple companies, so you can utilize another company. You can
Okay.
just select anything like that, and you can click OK. So this will log into the another company. Now, slightly more, I need to give you understanding about the business center on the same page. So there can be the multiple roles configured according to the job JD of a person that is the account manager, or who is the accounting clerk, or who is it. So we can also create the roles as well, and there are already several roles available in the business centers. Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
so we can assign that role to that specific user. Plus, this is the working date. So, for example, if you are sitting on today's date and you need to post something on the back date, and you need to switch that date for typing again and again the back date in the system while doing the transaction. So you can change your work date. So it will automatically, the system will get this date as a posting date. Okay. And here you can have the region, that which region you are currently working in, and all that.
Okay.
So this is the basic information regarding the ID that the person is and the company. Then here you can have the notifications. Then what are the notifications available to you? So if there is a notification in any company, so that would going to become over here. The next thing is this is a very brilliant feature in the Business Central that's called the search option. So if you have used the TP, so you have to navigate through everything. So in the Business Central, you do not have to go every time through the navigation. For example, if I need to go to the chart of accounts, so I can just type here chart of accounts. So system can give me the recommendation. Okay, that there are the tasks available in the chart of account. There is a report available, and if you need to go into more details, so it is giving you the recommendation with to the Microsoft app sources. Okay,
Mhm.
so you
Mhm.
can also view that. Now, for example, I need to go to the chart of account, so I select this chart of account. Now, here you can go to the list page. This is the list page of the chart of account, which shows you that what are the accounts is being created in your company, what are the accounts that exist in your company with all the details. That is that a balance sheet account or is that a P&L account? What is the the net change during the year? What is the balance? What the account name? Or and you can modify these columns. You can modify these columns. I will tell you how you can modify it. It's very simple. Every user can do it based on the again the rights that assigned to him. So in the settings, you can see here is the option of the personalization, right? So
Mhm.
if you click on this personalization, the system gives you the option that what are the columns required. So this is a personalization. I click on the more, and here you can see the I need to add the fields. So if I click on the fields, so I can have more fields which are already available on this page. Okay, so we can add these fields on this page like drag and drop. For example, account category is not there. I can just pick it pick it up and drop it over here,
Mhm.
and you can see the account category. Okay,
Mhm.
like same way, if I need to delete this or hide this, I can just click on this red icon and I can hide it. Okay. Now there's one more features. For example, like you can see this red line over here. This means this is the freeze. So if I scroll towards the left hand side of the window, so you can see the accounts number is still freeze, and you are moving the information towards the details.
Got it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you can move this freeze pen to the after account name. So what I'm trying to say is, for example, I need number and the name to be freeze. So what I do, I click on this red icon and I click to the freeze, set the freeze pane over here. So now the first two columns are freeze, and if I move the details information, so you can see that now the name is also with the numbers is being freeze. Okay.
Mhm.
Coming back to the details,
Hey,
let's
can you
go.
save that as well?
Yeah, yeah. Once you
So
click on this date done, so the whatever changes you done, it will be saved.
and it's only for the for my profile, correct?
Yeah, it's for the
Okay.
profile that has been selected for this ID. Not
Okay.
only your, for example, you have two users and both are using the same profile. So ultimately, the effect will also go to that other user
Okay.
if he is
So
using
it
the same
really goes
profile.
to the role then, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's based on rules.
Okay.
Yes. Now again coming back to the main dashboard. As I was telling you that you can see here there are some favorites: customer, vendor, item, bank account, and chart of account. There is no purchase order available here. Okay. So if I need to frequently I go to the some of the windows like purchase order or the sales order, so I can make it favorite or mark it as a bookmark. For example, purchase order. Okay. So I need to go to the purchase order list page so I can bookmark it. Once I click on this bookmark, you can see the purchase order is over here. So I do not have to type every time the purchase order and then go to it. I can just directly click on this purchase order. It will take me to the purchase order list page.
Nice.
Okay. There are some more features in the business center like these tiles. These are built-in tiles, like for example, overdue sales. Okay, so system calculates this information based on the configuration and the master data provided to the system, like what are the overdue sales invoices amount. So it's saying you like 26,358.008. Okay, so if I click on show more, it will take me to how this 26 is being calculated. Okay,
Mhm.
so there are the tiles also available at the main dashboard, which gives you the better understanding. And some of the tiles are there, which you can modify it like setup queues. If I go to the setup queues, which I want to see, I can mark it as a favorable, show hide, or I don't want to see it like that. So I can do it as I want.
Uh-huh.
Plus, let's move on. There are furthermore tiles like what like it's showing you module wise information. Like here is showing you the sales information, and on the right hand side is showing you the purchase information.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So the same way, if I click on this purchase orders 32, so it will take me to that 32 uh, pending purchase order. If there are ongoing purchase invoices, it will take me to the purchase invoices like that. So we have, these are the built-in information, but if customer wants that he has some kind of data that need to be captured over here, and if he clicks on that, so system should give him the list of that information. So that can be done through customization. This is what I'm telling you, that the feasibility is there, that we can modify it. But
How
mostly
how how
customer don't.
difficult how difficult is that?
That is
To
slightly difficult, because that each queue will have its own code. Okay,
okay,
so
so
there the
it
queue
wouldn't be
require.
a it wouldn't
Hmm.
be a user based edit, so a user wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to go in and do that. Okay,
Hmm.
it's more of you're modifying the layer.
Yeah. Yeah.
This I got it. Okay.
Correct. 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 Now, is the email is configured? Okay. Uh, Let me. I think the control is not working. Vakar is not
Yes,
working properly.
working. So you can connect to my Anydex as well.
Give me your AnyDex.
Okay, give me a minute. Uh, let me share with you the account. Just a minute, give me. Okay.
Vakar, where are you sharing the AnyDex?
Just a minute. Okay, right. 633 309 790.
633
309
309
790. 7
793
790.
790.
You are connected. Okay, let me share my screen so kids can see. Okay.
Okay, so we were talking about the email configuration. Okay, so if the email is configuration, there is a email configuration feature is available, so that can be seen that how many emails are sent to your outbox. Okay, what are in the draft emails that's pending, what are the same in the last 30 days. So these all information is available to the system. You can directly send the reports and the other information directly from the business center. Okay, so that needs to be part of the configuration. If the configuration is done for the email, then you can directly send the reports through the email. Okay. And there is the approval system also available in the business center, like for the PO approval. And PO approval can be stages wise, like there is a manager and there is a senior manager and then director. So three people needs to be approved or is go through the approval process. Okay.
Understood.
So approval can be done over here. So this queues the request sent for the approval. So this will be user based. Okay, if the user is sending the approval, so it will show that what are the requests is sent for the approval, what are the approved requests that has been sent by the user and now it's been approved. So you can view that information.
Do you have a global view of that for all users, like for an administrative reason, right? So you can see all that's sitting out there for all users?
Like what are the pending approvals for there?
Yeah,
No
well,
approval.
for every user. So maybe I'm an administrator. Do I get to see all of them that are sitting out there waiting for somebody else to take action?
Basically, I have checked this feature, but mostly I have seen that the sending person and the approver just have the this information available to it,
Okay,
not the admin guy.
okay, all right.
Hmm. Now here at the end of this page, you can also have the trial balance and the balance sheet. Okay, you can see the trial balance. You currently is not configured over here, so you can see the trial balance also at the main dashboard. What's going on in the company. So it can be on overall level that like what are the assets, what are the equities. So you can have the summarize and you can create this information through the account schedule also. I will tell you the account schedule in detail. So on the main dashboard, you can have a lot of information like on the summary level, like the senior management will look into and make the decisions, or if they want, they can investigate it further. Now I will tell you about the modules. Okay. For
Okay,
example, let me start with the finance module. So in finance module, you will have like AR account receivable, accounts payable, fixed asset management, cash and bank, all this. And plus, you will have the account schedule also. What we do in the account schedule that we will configure your P&L and balance sheet. That is a configurable thing in the business central. So once we configure it, so runtime you will have the P&L and the balance sheet from the business central. Okay.
mm-hmm,
Uh, in the finance module, I have shown you how the chart of account is, and you can have a lot of information in the chart of accounts that this account is for the open for the transaction, and this account is not open for the transaction because this is already assigned for some automatic accounting. Okay.
yep,
So we can do such things in the business central. You can put the finance budget as well in the business central. Let me show you, for example. You can have the budget also, and you can review that what is the currently comparison with the actual and the budgeted one. So this is the report already available in the business center, like GL budget, GL balance and the budget. So it will give you the comparison between the budget. Uh, uh, For example, this is a chart of account page, and mostly you will have the list pages, okay, at the start of anything. So you can have, for example, I need to create a new account. or so I can click on the new, and the system will take me to the page where I can type the what account I need to create. So this account number system user will put the account number and the name, and the account will be created automatically.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so simple in the business setting that you can create the account. Plus, as I showed you this search box for searching the windows and the task and the other things. And there is also a search box available on each window where you can find out your preference account details. For example, I am looking for account number 120,000. So if I type over here, so you can see there's a filtration already. It's already filtered the information.
Okay.
Okay.
I knew you were going to type that account. I don't know how, but I knew it.
What?
Nothing. Go ahead. I was predicting which account you were going to pick, and you picked the one I select. Okay, go ahead. You're fine.
Okay. Uh, Now these are the features available at the each list page that, for example, the most used, that if you want to see that on this list page, what are the reports available. So if you click on the reports, it will give you that what are the reports over here on this page. Okay.
Hmm.
And other features will,
Let me ask you
yes,
real quick while you're there. Is there as of date, like a historical on those
as
reports?
of date. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. For example,
And
if you
if
need to
that's
view
coming
the,
later, go ahead. Keep going.
Uh, I'm coming to that point.
Okay.
Let's start with that. You can see the information over here, this icon in the box with the arrow. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So this will give you the option that you can export the information into the Excel. Okay.
Okay.
So if you select the open in Excel, it will export all this information into the Excel. And you can utilize that information in any kind of reporting or modification you want to prepare any kind of report. Okay.
Hmm.
Then the thing that you were asking is we can do it with the filter also. Okay, this is a filter. For example, you were saying that if you need to have the chart of account on any specific date, so you can select uh, from here filter total by, and you can have the date filter. And if I can give any kind of range, for example 0101 2022, and then for the range I put these two dots, and then
And that date filter is looking at transaction date, or is it looking at document date? Is it looking at posting date? What is it looking at?
posting date,
Posting
posting
date.
date, posting date. Basically, the balances that is being carrying over here is based
Hmm.
on the posting date. So
Okay.
that's why you can have the only posting date in the general account. Okay. So it can modify these balances. So you can see the net change is different, whereas the balance is different. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
And these filters, the feature I told you about the Excel, once you apply the filter, you can have the filterized information in the Excel also. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now, if I need to just want to select the P&L accounts, so I can select income and balance, and then I can select income statement. So this filtration, you can see only the income statement is coming up. The accounts who's having the income statement marked in their card, so that will be shown. Okay.
Okay.
So this filter feature is available on all the list pages. So list pages means, like, for example, this is the one of the list page which I showed you. And you can have the list page of the purchase order. So these are the purchase orders. So you can have the same filter over here. Likewise, you can have the filter on the sales order. You can have on the inventory. You can have the inventory
Right.
posting transaction and all that. So mostly that I as a consultant use as this filter rather than reports. So basically this filter helps me out to prepare my kind of report what I need to extract.
Uh-huh.
Now again coming back on the finance module, you can maintain bank also. Like you can prepare the banks. Okay. You can create the bank also in the business center, and you can assign any specific GL account for that bank. And so that will help you out for the reconciliation also, that what is the balance is showing you in the bank statement, how much transaction you have done through the bank, or what are the direct transaction has already been done. So you can use the bank. Okay. Uh, For example, I was telling you that for this Arab National Bank JDT, I need to see how this 10906 is being calculated. So if I click on it, it will show me all the bank account ledger entries. Previously, when I was clicking in the chart of accounts, so that was showing me the JVs, okay,
Yep.
general
Yep.
vouchers. Now it will showing me the bank what I have done through the bank transactions. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, likewise, you can open the detail of this transaction through find entries. Okay. So what this function do, if I click on the find entries, the related document to this, which I have selected, you can have that information. So there is the vendor document also created, detailed vendor document, bank account, and GL. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
now for this specific transaction which I selected, what was the JV has been posted. So I can click on this GL entry and it will show me the what are the debits and the credit for this transaction. Okay.
Okay. Now, is there a chance that this ledger and the JE ledger becomes out of balance because somebody adjusted one or the other without adjusting
Mhm.
both, or are they both tied together?
Basically, they should be tied together. If if and only if you are using the direct posting on that specific GL account, then it will not be reconciled. So you have to stop that account by doing any kind of direct posting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So once you assign that any GL account to this bank, so direct posting should be stopped against that GL account. So you will have the same balance which is showing you over here in the bank account and it will show you on the ledger.
Okay.
You can assign same account for two different banks also. You can select the same account for the two banks also. Okay. For example, you are having the bank account in the Arab National somewhere in Jeddah and somewhere in Riyadh. So you want to maintain the GL account, one GL account for these two bank accounts. Okay. So you can have the one GL account for these two bank accounts. That is the example you can configure.
Okay. Because you can't do that today in GP, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think so. You cannot do that. Now coming back, now I was telling you about the account schedules.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I will come to the currencies and the dimensions. See, what usually the manager, if the accounts manager is doing some work, he doesn't care about the each and every transaction. What he needs to know where is the income statement and the balance sheet. So income statement and the balance sheet can be come directly from the business central uh, through I think account schedule has not been configured in this database. So we can do, if you know that in the GP we have some reports like MR, we prepare the reports on MR. Okay, so
Right.
this is the same feature like MR. We can prepare the reports on this account schedule like the same formulas we use in the MR. We can have the balance sheet and the P&L. That system will give us the overview, and you can have the print as well. I will try to show you something on P&L and balance sheet. So currently, this is what the preview is showing you up, and like this only, you can have a lot of details in the income statement at what level you want to see the income statement. Then, if you need the further details, how you want to see your income statement, so system can also give you in the print format. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so far the demo environment I am using, no income statement and balance sheet is being configured. So there is no values coming up. Whereas in the chart of account, there are values already available.
Right.
Okay. Now I was telling you something about the dimensions. Okay. So what the dimension purpose is, like in GP, we use the analytical accounting. Okay, to record the costing and all that for the different departments. So we can have the multiple dimensions and in the business center to record that. For example, if I have the rent expense and I have three locations, so my GL account would be the same for the rent expense, but I need the bifurcation that how the rent expense for the location A and how much the rent expense for the location B and C. So I can use the dimensions to cover that up. Okay, and dimensions can be used for the cost centers, for the profit centers, for the administration, and however you want to bifurcate the costing.
Okay.
For example, branches. This is the branches. Let me check if I can show you the details. Uh, so, for example, if I have the dimension of branch, okay. So while doing the transaction, I can select the Jita branch, okay, Hobart, Rabia, Riyadh, and all that.
Okay.
And this can be have in the report format as well. Like if you want to see that how much each branch has the expenses and the income. So that can also become in the report format and even on the chart of account level. Let me show you. For example, this is a chart of account, like we have the filter of date. We can also add the filter of dimension.
Mm-hmm. You were looking for balance sheet. It's for all the way up. It's the type.
No, it's not available over here. I think it's not configured here. Dimensions are not configured here. So if the dimensions are configured, they would be appearing in the list page, the same list page, and I
No.
can select one of the dimension and it will give me the complete trial balance on based on that.
Okay.
Now, I need to share some information on the currencies. You can have multiple currencies in the system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For example, you can have dollar, you can have Saudi Riyal, Euro, and you can define um, the exchange rate for that specific currency. Okay. Likewise, you can see over here that each currency, what is the difference that you need to fix for the specific thing. Okay, I think plus you can have the if there is a currency change something coming up, how the currency can be uh, will be currency difference can be considered in the realized gain and loss. So that account can also be configured.
Okay. And is there, I'm assuming there has to be an exchange rate expiration or something that updates exchange rate, right?
Yeah, basically the thing is while doing the transaction, you have the option to change the exchange rate. But for the default feature, if the exchange rate is same throughout the year, so you can utilize the same exchange rate. For example, if I show you like
Like currently, we update ours every day.
you update every day,
Yes.
while
And
doing the transaction, you
no,
change the exchange rate or you
no,
done it for the complete day.
it defaults the current date. So we
Ah,
update and the rate is good for 2 weeks.
okay. So now here what the option is, you can just go over there and you can put the exchange rate, or while doing the transaction, for example, if I select some account, if you understand. I select the currency euro over here. Let me prepare one transaction. Can you give me understand? You can see these three dots. Okay. If I
Mhm.
click on these three dots, this will give me the exchange information what is configured in the system. Like currently I have 4.25 for this transaction for euro. So I can make it 4.5.
Hmm. So it's not dynamic though. Meaning, look, because I don't see any date on this window here. So
No.
you don't know what the
Yes.
effective date is for this exchange, right? So you're
No, no.
using one rate for the whole year, and then you can change it transaction level.
Yeah, I can change it on the transaction level. Like I selected 4.5 on the transaction level. Or
Hmm.
what you
Salah,
does in this, yes, sir.
Salah, I have to go for another meeting for 10 to 15 minutes. Internal meeting. So I am going. You can use my PC, but I'm just mute my mic. Okay.
Okay, okay,
When I will come, I will let you know. Okay.
okay, okay. So what you do in the GP, basically you are doing the configuration on day by day for the exchange rate, right?
Right.
So if you want the same functionality in the business central, that can be used. Like for example, I select the currency, the AED 1.2. Okay, you can see the starting date over here. Okay,
Right.
so I can put the another date over here with the exchange date information and it would be applied. So automatically, if the day starts, somebody comes on this page and put the updated exchange date. Okay, so that can be used in the transaction.
Right, but this doesn't use the concept of expiration date, though. That's what I'm still seeing. So yes, I see you could put another date right there to add in another exchange rate,
Mhm.
but
Mm.
that's the one that's going to take effect on that starting date. So I couldn't pick the other one. So it's like the first one expires when there's a new one.
Mm.
Is that what
Oh,
happens?
yeah, mostly this is what happens, but if you want some kind of restriction, that can be seen that how we can manage it. We can look
Okay.
into it if some kind of if that kind of
Well, I just need to
restriction
understand that is
requirement.
a difference in what
So
I'm used
currently,
to.
I didn't
That's all.
see that's the same feature that if the expiration is not available, like GP pops up the message that there is no exchange, is give you the error like thing. So that is not available in the business center, but we can look, we can if some kind of requirement comes like that, we can just go overview and see that is there is something
I
that we
got it.
can do about
Okay.
it.
Okay. No problem.
Now in finance dimension, now very important, so that if whatever region you are existing, okay, for example, you would require the what are the transactions that consist of the tax information. So if I go to this weight entries, so currently the company is configured on I think UAE or Saudi Arab, so it's showing weight, okay. So
Mm-hmm.
weight information can be extracted over here. You can see that the type purchase, type sales with the base also and the tax amount also. For
Mm-hmm.
example, 5400 having a base and it's taxable of 810, something like that. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going into the detail, but you can have multiple tax rates and you can filter it out and you can export it into the Excel and you can
Mm-hmm.
present it like you want to present to the tax authorities.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time when you are doing the transactions, the system will automatically recommend the tax according to the vendor or customer. Okay. But if any condition that you want to change while doing the transaction, the tax, you can do it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a high level tax information plus now what I need to show you. I think that's enough in the finance. If you have any question related to the finance, you can go ahead.
Uh, what if I need to correct a journal entry?
You have to reverse it. You have
Okay.
to reverse it. For example, one very important thing that I missed out. Please allow me to show you, which is not available in GP. Like for example, I created this transaction, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have 20 lines to be created. So I can just click or select Control C. I can go to the Excel, Control V. So I can have this information in the Excel. And if I need to create 6 lines, and I will again select this information and back here. You can see the copy paste function working over here. So you
Nice.
can have multiple lines that, for example, you have 50 lines accounting entry that need to be posted. So you can use that feature.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice.
Plus, it's the same this same feature not only available in the journal that can be available on the payment journal, that can be available on the cash receipt, that can be available on the customer ledger entries, on the vendor ledger entries, everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Mostly where you see this line information like posting, so you can have that feature over there.
Nice.
Uh, yes. Anything else that need to be addressed in the finance?
No, I don't think so. Not so far. I'll need to get in and just mess around and do it myself too. But because I've already been through this somewhat. But I understand that piece. The only thing is the currencies and the exchange rates. I'll need to go over that a little bit more, but and understand those pieces because I know it can automate and update the exchange
Mm-hmm.
rates. I know that there's services out there for that. What about sale?
Ah.
What about sales tax and
Mm-hmm.
sales tax engines like Avalara. Does
Like,
Avalara have a plugin for Business Central?
I don't have any idea about that plugin, but how the tax works in the Business Central, that I can tell you.
Okay. Sales tax
What
then.
if,
Mhm.
yeah, sales tax. Generally, how the GP works is see the combination in the vendor and in the item, and then it's worked with the sales tax. But now what's happened in this BC, that for example, if I open any sales order, I can give you the idea. Yeah, for example, this is a sale order page. Okay, let me hide this. When we come to the sales, I will discuss this also.
Mhm.
So in the BC, when you create any line, it will calculate the tax. Okay, so one tax is available, either that will see the combination of the customer and the item, but it's not like GP that two or three tax can be applied. So one tax can be applied.
Mhm.
Okay, based on this grouping, which is being calculated, I will show you. There is some weight product posting group would be there. If like you can see, currently it's standard over here. So
Yeah.
whatever has been defined against the standard, like 15%, I guess. It's in the
Right.
description, but I need to check in the configuration. But it's saying that it's 15%, so it's calculating the 15% of the tax.
Mhm.
So if any transaction comes for this customer which is not taxable, so you can remove the tax from this invoice and you can post it up.
Yeah, and I think that's because this is a VAT deployment, right? We- You don't have a US deployment here, right? So,
Hmm.
because the US would be state and locality based taxes, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And it's also based on the ship to location, not your bill to location. So, and shipping method has to play into the calculation, whether it's picked up or shipped, right? So, because that's where the goods changed hands. So, in US, we don't have VAT, right? So, I think that the deployment would behave a little bit differently here if this were a US deployment.
Okay. Okay.
Have you done a US one?
Uh, I give the support to the US client, but I didn't remember this kind of scenario so far.
Yeah, I just wonder if it's known as VAT for the US also, because VAT really behaves differently than US
Yeah.
tax, right? Because in US tax, I could have, say 10 different tax schedules apply to this one order, right? Where there's
Okay.
multiple different tax jurisdictions want to get a piece of that order, right? So it
Okay.
can't be just one, but I think that's where, currently we're using tax schedule in GP, which inside the schedule has tax detail,
Mm-hmm.
which are the
Yeah.
multiple different taxes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's what the difference is. But I'd like to see a US deployment just to make sure that that's not going to be different.
Okay.
Because
I will check with for the US region how the tax is going to be working there.
yeah, for sure. Okay. All right. But I think that's it for that. Okay, so the next session, then I'd like to go through the order to pay and purchase, or I'm sorry, order to cash and purchase to pay. So on sales and purchase side.
Okay. Sure. Sure.
Okay, so we can do that
Sure.
tomorrow or what have you. But I just want to understand the full scope here. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I've got some knowledge in there, but I haven't been in there a whole lot. But I did spend some time in it. So, the navigation, I understand the search, I understand the role, right? So if I toggle the role, I'm seeing it as a different user, etc. So I liked
Mm-hmm.
all of that. And I know that you can tailor those roles, uh, and you can also personalize the role. So there's two ways you can manipulate the role.
Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
All right, so I
Correct.
got that. Cool. Good. I like it. How do you like it?
I like it.
Yeah. And how long you
I
been
am
working with
sitting
it?
on the client side, so I definitely I will like it. No
Yeah.
options.
Yeah. Cool. Good
Thank
deal.
you.
Any major bugs that you've seen?
No, I didn't see any major bugs, but uh, it's okay for me. I'm using since last 5 years, so I didn't find it.
And
Very,
this is
it is
and
much easier as compared to the GP. I work on the GP as well, but I
right.
think the Business Central is more easier for and user friendly to work with.
And yeah, and this is an online deployment here too, right? So this is an online instance.
Yeah,
Have you
yeah.
done any on-premise instances?
Yeah, my friends have done, and I have worked on the on-prem also. But on-prem is like, for example, you know about the business central that daily or anytime the small updates comes into the business center. So on-prem has to be allowed that you need to go through the process to update the system. Whereas on cloud, you do not have to do anything. You just at the day end, you go to your home, and the next day you find that then the upgrade comes to the system,
Yeah,
and you
sometimes that's
utilize it.
scary, right?
No,
So,
no, definitely
yeah,
not. If
yeah.
you didn't, if you didn't do any kind of customization on the code of the business center, you do not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
And if even the update comes, so that would not change some kind of
It's because of the
your.
architecture, right? Because it's using a customization layer and then the core layer also, right? So the core layer you can't change at all. That's coming through the
Yeah, yeah,
updates. And then
yeah.
you have the optimization or customization layer, which is where you're doing the
Yeah,
custom code.
customization, if the customization is not done on the code, so it will not be affected, whereas mostly nobody does the customization on the code.
Right. I got you.
Because it will affect a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
The basics of it will affect the basic of the system.
Nice. Okay. And what about? Well, we can take it up on the next session. I think that's good for now.
Okay,
Okay. I appreciate
okay,
you, sir.
great. Thank you, thank you.
Any other tidbits you can send me? Tips or tricks or any documents that you've collected for yourself. Send me any of that that might be helpful.
Okay, I will see what I have, and I will ask with the rest of the team member if they have anything. Do you know about the licensing and all that?
No, I don't. That's what I need to know. I need to understand all of that side of it. So for sure, if you can send me anything, I'll consume it.
I will
Okay.
tell you, I will tell you, and I will see if I have the document. I will send you.
Okay. Perfect.
Licensing and the sandbox. Okay,
Yep. Thank you, sir.
thank you.
I appreciate it. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
All right. Bye.